12月5日午後11時を回りました。皆様いかがお過ごしでしょうか。いや、今週もCardano Radioスタートですよ。ね、先週まではね、パイ君が4週間盛り上げてくれました。そして今週、なんとですね、パイ君から、バトンを受けて TxPipe のね、ファウンダーのサンティが来てくれているので、皆さんすごいですよね。本当にもうこれビッグペイペイトンから始まってね、ミッドナイトセバスチャンね CTO も来て、そしてサンデーラブスね、バイグンが来て、そしてサンティというね、もうすごい順調につながっていっております。本編ね、放送は英語になっておりますけども、YouTube のアーカイブとかはね、まだ全部はできてないんですけど、ちょっと字幕とかもつけていろいろやっていきたいなと思っておりますので、最後までお付き合いください。じゃあここで読んでみたいと思います。 Okay, let me invite you to Santi. Hello.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Yeah, how's it going? So basically I just said you're the founder of TxPipe in Japanese, and I hope you probably understood a few of my words.
Yeah, a few, yeah.
All right, so how are you?
Very good, very good. Always the end of the year, it's a busy part of the year, so we're trying to keep up with everything, but overall really excited for all the things that are happening.
Yeah, so as usual, Cardano Radio, we're planning to bring you on the guest for the next 4 episodes, and I think there's a lot to talk about and discuss, and with your SUPERNODEs, and a lot of things are so exciting at the moment. So basically, to start out with, maybe a few of the Japanese community, the listeners might not know who you are yet. So can I have a brief introduction about yourself, please, Santi?
Yeah, for sure. First and foremost, myself a software developer, so that's my main introduction. But I'm also the founder of TxPipe. TxPipe, it's a team mostly based in Argentina, but we have developers from different places of the world. And when we do open source tooling, meaning that we develop tools for other developers to build on Cardano. And we've been doing this for about 5 years. And we're really glad of how things are coming through. I think that if we manage to get the developer experience nice and interesting in Cardano, we can onboard a lot more developers and make the ecosystem grow on different dimensions.
Nice. So you live in Argentina yourself too?
Yeah, I'm in Buenos Aires. Right now it's almost summer,
nice.
A few days away, and it's getting very hot.
Nice. In Japan, it's getting very cold, and we're basically about 12 hours apart. So, it's easy to schedule a meeting, your night or I'm day, right? So
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, so, I've been, looking into your details, and, you've been doing a lot of things for the last 20 years, and, you've been focusing on the blockchain for the last, if I'm mistaken, please fix me, for the last 4 to 5 years. Am I correct, or?
Yeah, exactly. I've been developing software almost my entire adult professional life, but on blockchain in particular, I've been working for the past 5 years. Mostly, I would say 90% of that within the context of the Cardano ecosystem. Before that, I did a lot of distributed systems, which is kind of like blockchain in a sense that it has some overlaps. So it was a nice transition. But I think that moving into blockchain adds that layer of trying to build something that could potentially change the world. It's a little bit of a cliche, but still, it feels good when you're doing what you like, and also hope that will get something in return for the society as a whole. So blockchain it is.
Nice. So basically, how was your meeting with Cardano? When was your meeting point? How did you bump into it? Like, were you like introduced, or how did it go?
No, I was actively looking for a person to work on. and Cardano just checked all the boxes. I think that Cardano, it's often misunderstood, kind of like an island, like we like to mention sometimes, but the foundations of the technology are great because from the perspective of proof of stake and liquid staking and the UTXO model and functional programming, these are all things that just run like the correct approach for building a blockchain when I was scouting for ecosystems. And I think that history is proving us right in the sense that other ecosystems are copying some of the decisions at the foundation layers. Obviously, it's not about who wins and who loses. I think that overall we should try to push for the industry as a whole. But Cardano in particular, the foundations are very strong, and I think that they are aligned with what we should pursue as a whole in the industry.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, the whole blockchain, whole industry, at this point was not looking too good for the last few months, but especially talking about Cardano, all the team got together. So I wasn't too sure about how it was going to end and how it's going to start 2026, but now I know for sure it's going to be a great year. Upcoming year for Cardano is going to be amazing.
Yeah, it was a nice surprise seeing all of the funding entities coming together with a plan. I think that it's long overdue and something that will benefit for sure the ecosystem. The core integrations at the infrastructure level are things that are too big for any individual team in the ecosystem to tackle. So it just makes sense that all of the big players in the ecosystem can get together and push on the same direction.
All right, sorry, we just had a little bad connection, so I was just trying to fix things up. But sorry to stop you. Can you continue from where you left off?
Yeah, sure. I think that the all of the entities, the big players in the ecosystem, getting together and joining forces for this integrations, core infrastructure integrations, makes a lot of sense. These are things that are too big for any individual team to tackle. So it just makes sense that we try to push for those things as the whole ecosystem. So yeah, I'm hopeful that 2026 will start with a few of those work streams already in progress, and hopefully we get some of the benefits before the end of the year.
Sounds good. So, like you said, you've been programming most of your life for 20 years, and you start out with Cardano. And what was your, from if I'm not mistaken, a programming engineer to switching to the blockchain area? What was your movement ideas? Why did you move to the blockchain?
Yeah, well, it's a little bit of a cliche, but I think that blockchain is one of those technologies that has a chance to actually make some good in the world. Maybe I'm a little bit naive, hopefully not, but it's a totally different feeling when you're working on something that you're passionate about and that you understand that it has a chance of making some good. Sometimes you might be working on things that don't motivate you, and I've been there, and it's a different feeling when you wake up. So blockchain, hopefully we're here for the good of society moving forward. And I have kids, and I think that the world is in a tough spot. The technology is evolving much faster than society, and that means that we have a lot of things to learn really quickly on how we interact with each other. And I see blockchain as something that can contribute on that front. So to me, blockchain is more of a change at the society level rather than a new fancy technology for developers and nerds. Hopefully, we get to do something that makes it easier to navigate the world in this moment, which is complex.
Nice. And, with Midnight rolling out and, bringing privacy layers as well, what's your, point of view on Midnight, how it's going to integrate with Cardano? How do you think about it?
Yeah, I think it's a great idea. I think that I really like the partner chain model. So, for those who are not aware, Midnight works as a partner chain of Cardano. That means that at least initially, the set of validators that are going to be producing blocks on the Midnight chain, they will be sourced from SPOs on the Cardano chain, and that means that it's the first of its kind. A partner chain, but the whole idea that we can create these app-specific networks that have a very concrete use case and that they are optimized to fulfill a particular role, and that we can bootstrap those things easily from the existing set of SPOs, and at the same time give the SPOs an extra revenue stream. I think that's just very clever and something that we should try to push forward. So Midnight is the first one. Hopefully we'll see more partner chains trying to fill the gaps on those particular use cases. In Midnight in particular, I think that privacy, it's kind of like an obvious thing. Actually, it's too obvious when Charles talks about how you everything in business, and I think that in life has like this private part and this public part, and you have to know how to make those two coexist and have control over those things. It seems so obvious that it feels a little bit weird that we're tackling that problem at this stage, a very advanced stage of the protocol. But for sure it makes sense, and I think that it might be the missing part for a lot of enterprise use cases that are not willing to jump into the blockchain train because of this lack of privacy. So yeah, hopefully Midnight in particular makes some strides and evolves to a place that can fill that gap. But there is a lot of competition, so it won't be easy.
True. A lot of competition. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So for the remainder of the show, we'll talk more in depth about TxPipe. But I've been doing like a little bit research of you and studying about your background and what you've been doing, and I found out about is it Dolos and Pala, Scrolls and Aura, and also the latest of the SUPERNODE. So if you can maybe start tackling, or I'll pass the mic on to you. So whatever you feel like starting out with, I think that would be great. I'll be learning from you.
Thank you for the opportunity. So as I was saying, TxPipe builds tooling for other developers. So our mission is to provide really good developer experience. In fact, we're talking with a team the other day, and we were in the Cardano Summit, the Argentinian edition, a few weeks ago, and we were discussing what could be the next era in the sequence of the Cardano roadmap. You remember those big pictures of mathematicians from the past, Byron, Shelley, Pasha, Voltaire. So to me, the next era should be one that it's focused on developer experience and bringing more developers. Because right now, I think that technology-wise, we are in a really good place. The protocol is almost done, in my opinion. We do have to finish layers and fix scaling in a way, but we already have governance, we already have decentralization. The protocol at the low level, it's almost there. Now, the next phase is about trying to actually fulfill some of the use cases that the world needs. And for that, as I was saying, that the funding entities like CF and IOC should focus on big infrastructure level integrations. The solving of the real world use cases, I think it should be delegated to small teams and very diverse teams in a way that each one of these teams and startups tries to explore the space of solutions in a more organic way. We won't be solving things from the perspective of I don't know, any of the big entities fixing a specific use case. I think that we need to onboard a lot more developers and let those teams, those small and diverse teams, explore what can be built on top of Cardano, because the protocol is already there. And the missing part for that, in my opinion, is developer experience. Cardano, and in particular because it uses the UTXO model, makes it really hard for teams to develop on top. The UTXO model is not easy. If you compare the UTXO model to the EVM, the account model, there is a lot of extra steps that a developer has to do in order to just do the very basic things. But on the other hand, on the other hand of complexity, what we have is a much more powerful model. I truly believe that the UTXO model it's something that gives us a lot more primitives to work with, and we can build things in a more secure way and in a more scalable way. But in order, how do we kind of manage both things? How do we maintain the UTXO model with all of its benefits, but we lower the entry barrier so that many developers can use it without the complexity? And that's by building tools. And that's our mission at TxPipe. And you mentioned a few, and those are open source repositories that you can find in our GitHub org. And I invite anybody, any developer in the audience to check them out. Maybe you find something that is useful. But in particular, I would like to talk about two things, because I think those are the two main entry points that maybe a developer would approach the ecosystem from. One is called TX3, and the other one, as you mentioned, is called the SUPERNODE. And maybe I'll start with the SUPERNODE because it's the one that we announced a few days ago. And the idea there is that one of those complexities that I'm talking about, one of these problems from the developer perspective and from the SPO perspective, is that being an operator in the ecosystem, it's not just about running a Cardano node. Most of you might relate an SPO to somebody that runs a Cardano node and has some delegation. And that might have been the case initially when we started with Cardano. But right now, that's no longer the case, because we want to start running Hydra nodes, for example, for state channels. And in the near future, we want to be running Midgard, which is a rollup, a layer 2 for Cardano. And obviously, you will probably want to also run a Midnight node. And then you have breaches and oracles, and you start adding things that are required for somebody that wants to participate in the ecosystem. So now it's not just about running a specific thing like the Cardano node, but rather a large set of things. And the problem with that is that each of these items, each of these units has its own complexity at the operational level. And that means that, for example, you need to understand how it works. You need to understand how to fix it if it breaks. You need to understand what you need to look for in order to see if it's healthy or not. You need to understand what APIs it has. You need to understand what the cost of maintaining that operation is, and what type of incentives of rewards you have for each of these workloads. And for each of these things, these different things, you have to go through the learning curve of understanding of all of those details. The idea of the SUPERNODE is that we can try to abstract away all of that operational complexity in a single platform, in a way that an operator, let's say an SPO, can bring its own infrastructure. This is very important. This is we don't want to compromise any aspect of decentralization. So what we're providing is a tool that SPOs and developers can install on top of their own infrastructure, and they will get a platform And by platform, I mean a layer that you can put things on top if you want to visualize it in a way. That means that you will get a catalog of all of the available things that you can run. We call them workloads. So you get a catalog of, for example, I want to run a Bitcoin node, I want to run a Cardano node, I want to run Delta DeFi Hydra node, and so forth. And from that catalog, the operator will choose which ones they want. And by choosing them, they are downloading a package that has all of the best practices around managing that workload. So instead of having to learn all of the details for each of those, you get this package that simplifies the way in which you provision, meaning the way you install that inside your infrastructure. You will also get a way of monitoring that with dashboards that get installed directly in the SUPERNODE platform. And you will get troubleshooting guides, and you will also get a way to monitor and make sure that the health of the workload is okay. So all of the boring stuff, all of the less glamorous stuff, it's abstracted away. And instead of having to understand the details for each one of those, the SUPERNODE abstracts away so that in a single place you get to manage all of these different things. We believe that by doing that, we will remove a lot of the burden of managing infrastructure, and at the same time, it will promote more operators and more entities to run things that maybe might not be installed because of the complexity of running those things.
Sounds great. And I don't want to wrap it up in the middle, but since it came to the end of the program, let's make sure to get in more depths of the SUPERNODEs in the next week's program, because I'm already hooked on. I want to learn a lot more. Yeah, sounds great.
Sounds great.
Yeah, so thank you very much for coming on this week, and I'll be looking forward to hearing from you a lot more next week. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Have a nice one.
For stability, Indigo's right. USDA common trust decentralized. Decks are trading, pools stay deep. Stake, delegate, rewards to keep. Midnight with us, protecting the right. Privacy balance with laws in sight. Identity verified, freedom and tax. Zero knowledge whispers guard every act. From Voltaire's voice to Treasury song. On-chain decisions